Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John, here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Hello, Dan. It's a different kind of week this week. Exeter City collecting significant points.
Yes.
It makes me feel like I've got a significant point to my life.
Yeah, what is it?
To watch Sonny Cox score some screamers.
Okay, good. Yeah.
The first two initials of Sonny Cox's name are, of course, the first two letters of the word screamer, so...
That can't be a coincidence.
The case certainly can't. City drew 2-2 with Bolton Wanderers at home and beat Shrewsbury Town last night 3-0 away at the Meadow, the new Meadow.
The new Meadow. They can't call it Gay Meadow anymore.
They've moved on. I mean, it is a different place.
Yeah. Why not? Why can't they call it the new Gay Meadow?
I
The
couldn't
Gay
tell you.
New Meadow.
Yeah, all things are possible.
Pathetic. Don't worry about it. Own it.
Own it. They do. I mean, they do own it. That's
they
why
do
they
own
built a
it,
new
yes.
one. Yeah,
That's why they've just chosen their own name.
So it's been 4 points.
4 points
a
from
surprise
a
4 points.
possible 6.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
good.
some good performances.
Yeah.
In part.
Yeah, interesting kind of,
I'd say that the middle 90 minutes of the two games,
superb. Yeah.
Second half Bolton, first half Shrewsbury. Great.
Yeah. And in this division, full of absolute shite,
Mm.
playing well in half a match will probably be good enough.
And has proved to be this week.
Yeah.
So Bolton came in good form to St James Park. Obviously, they'd previously absolutely punished us up at whatever their stupid ground's called now.
The Reebok.
No, Tough Sheet, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I hate.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Oh, we can't call it Gay Meadow, but we will call it Tough Sheet. Idiots. So
I think they can call it Gay Meadow.
yeah, all right, fair enough. We were losing 1-0 at half time.
Just heard a cymbal falling over there.
Yeah. An actual symbol, not a...
We could use that. We could do our own Foley.
What's a Foley?
You know, that's artificial sound effects, like live sound effects.
Oh, right.
Like they do in, they'll have...
The Archers?
Yeah,
Oh,
like they'll
right,
have
okay.
a cat litter tray and then you sort of like walk some boots in it to
Yeah.
just
Oh, they do that, do they?
like to recreate the sound of someone walking up a gravel path.
Without them to actually do it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Obviously,
we
some
should... Yeah.
everyone knows, like two emptied out coconut shell halves
Yeah.
sort of hit together
Yeah.
to recreate the sound of horses' hooves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. So you're suggesting we do that?
Why not?
All right. So the sound for the first half on Saturday would be someone throwing a pile of mud at a window.
Okay, yeah.
And the sound for the second half of Saturday would be...
It's not sort of
a
abstract
fiesta.
like that.
Why not?
It's literal, you know?
well, what, so me throwing a ball into a net?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm
But
going to throw...
But think outside the box. How could you recreate that sound without having to have, a ball and a net?
All right. I tell you who did think outside of the box. Sonny Cox.
Yeah, but let's not get to that first.
Oh,
We've
right.
got a first half to talk about.
First half was dire. Bolton took the lead 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I
Felt
think
like the same old story. And I thought, well, we're going to get away with this being 2-0. And that will be...
bit of an uninspiring starting lineup a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But I mean, it turned out to be, good.
Yeah.
Fair play. But like you're a bit like, oh, right.
Well,
really,
we're
okay.
asking questions about Issa, aren't we? We're starting to.
Well, he's not starting.
He's not starting.
But then is Sonny Cox going to give him a chance to start because he's played brilliantly and scored 2 goals? So, but before the game, yeah, you think so. Reece Cole's still out. You got Ryan Wood starting. Carroll, Niskanen still in there. Purrington started.
Yeah.
And Aimson still in there over Diabate.
Yeah.
The defence, I think it was an easy goal for Bolton to score. Their opener. I just too much kind of. I think that players been pulled out of position far too easily. Ball watching, and they're a good team. They've got good players. They'll punish that sort of thing. And at home, and that's, I don't know, is that a symptom of tinkering with the defence? Some of us have been a bit kind of... I mean, fair play. Ameson's done all right, like...
He has.
And did score, which we'll come on to, but I don't know what Diabate really did wrong to get dropped, and I always think He's out of contract at the end of the season. Who would we rather left, Will Aimson or Czech Diabate? For me, it's absolute no question that I'd rather Diabate stayed if it's between the two of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, looking less likely that's going to be the case. But and then we just offered nothing in the first half really at all. It was really, really boring and a bit dispiriting.
Is he?
Bolton didn't even look like they were particularly trying, and they thought then it looked like they would dispatch us fairly easily.
Yeah. Is he working on the principle of like 0-0 till half time? Because we got to half an hour in. It's 33 minutes actually. Is he thinking we get to 0-0 at half time and then we unleash fury upon them?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think we have this way of playing, and that's the way we play.
Anyway, half time 1-0 down.
Yeah.
Not much more to say about that first half, really, is there?
Really isn't. Apart from I feel like Bolton had a couple. Looked like we were. The worrying thing was you thought if they got a couple more gears to go up here, and they could just but it wasn't them who went up a couple of gears. It was us.
So half time, and Caldwell sends out the players really early. They're waiting for ages, aren't they?
Yeah.
Bolton took ages.
Are we out early or are they out late?
I don't know the answer to that, but there was a gap in time between the two teams appearing.
First, yeah.
We were out first. And straight from the kickoff, and I mean straight from the kickoff, it's played back to Sweeney, who plays a long ball to Sonny Cox, who's already set.
Wrong.
No.
Pierce Sweeney, diagonal ball out to the left-hand side, headed on by Ben Purrington.
Right, you are.
Over the top of the defence.
Yeah.
Cox runs in behind. Keeper, for some reason, who's there, I don't think he's their first-choice keeper, which I think is worth saying, but I mean, that was pretty apparent because he wasn't good. Some reason runs out to try and but he's nowhere near getting there before Cox.
Yeah,
who just kind of like lobs it over his head.
Yeah,
and everyone's stunned. And we know goals this season, especially at home, have been at a premium. So it was a real kind of and especially it was such a surprise, given the first half, given literally it's straight from the kickoff in the second half. It was like shocked jubilation.
It was shocked jubilation,
which is great. I mean, it was a brilliant feeling, and one that's been sorely missed this season.
Well, we didn't have long to be shocked or jubilant because it went up a notch.
We were then shocked again.
3 minutes later.
Yes, 3 minutes was it?
Yeah. 46 and 49.
Straight away.
Yeah.
The 1-2 punch, wasn't it? Right and left.
Yeah.
Both on the left, ironically, from Sonny Cox, but that doesn't work for the boxing analogy. Ball round the corner.
Yeah.
From Luke Harris, who, like we talked about a couple of weeks, in the last episode, we did say he's a bit slow to start, but he's a youngster, hasn't necessarily hit the ground running, needs time. People online were saying he was shit. He's looked really good in the last couple of games, and that ball was beautiful, and that's something he tried doing it about 3 or 4 times last night as well, to the point where I think, okay, this is his little thing.
Yeah.
This is his special move. It's a little first-time ball around the corner in behind, and we have been missing someone to do something like that all season long.
Yeah.
Quick, decisive balls in behind, brilliant. And then Sonny Cox runs onto it, and the finish. He's right-footed, isn't he, or is he left-footed?
Well, I'm not sure, but those are 2 brilliant left-footed finishes.
Left-footed, but yeah, and it's like
screamer.
Left foot, top corner, but at the keeper's near post, he's got no chance. Absolutely blasts it in. And then everyone's shocked again on the big.
Shocked and delighted.
It's brilliant. It was, and again, you got the double helping of this kind of of this feeling that and experience that we barely had all season, and it was it's brilliant.
It was joyous,
absolutely brilliant.
And we could have had more. Cox could have had a hat trick.
There's another chance, wasn't there?
Ball came to him inside the 6-yard box, and. Was that the one he missed, or did he hit one straight at the keeper? I can't remember now.
I can't really remember. I was too shocked and jubilant.
But he didn't, and we had enough of the possession, but on 87 minutes, Bolton get the equaliser. Now, obviously, on one hand, we're like, we were really close to winning. On the other hand, you're like, well, they thumped us before. They were 1-0 up. We haven't scored 2 goals in ages.
All 3 results, wasn't it, in one game,
Yeah.
A Bolton win, a City win, and then a draw. And I think on balance, it was probably about right.
Well, we definitely would have taken a draw in
Bolton
advance.
made changes and
They got a strong bench, haven't they?
yeah, and the goal was coming. I think I still think I think it was a poor one to give away. I think obviously they're shooting towards the away end. It goes out to the left hand side, and we just don't. And they've got a man over there, and we seem to have two players, neither of which are the right back, who I assume is Sweeney. I mean, I can't. From the highlights, you can't really see much of the build-up, so how people end up in these positions, I can't quite remember. But no one, it's kind of like there's two of our men go to the ball, and again they leave a man free, and he's got all the time in the world to cross one in, and then it's an easy header in 6-yard box header, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, it was on balance. I think it's fair, but it's a little bit of a disappointing one.
Well,
to
get
give away,
that close, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind the result, but I just mean the circumstances. Like I said, they might have scored anyway, and they were close, but the circumstances around it was a bit like, it's not great.
Yeah.
But anyway, good result, and you know, and then you're thinking, and also I think, in terms of like the kind of, everyone felt good about it, even though we were close to winning, including the players. They would have felt good about that.
Yeah.
I think, and it kind of, yeah, even though you could look at it as 2 points dropped. It didn't feel like that, and I don't think for anybody it felt like a kind of triumph and almost like a win, really. And I think that's helped us.
Yeah, well,
picks everyone up, doesn't it? You know?
Certainly does. So we took that pizzazz into last night's game.
Well, yeah, 2 games in a week.
We went for a frolic down the meadow.
So this is in the new meadow, yeah.
And it's again similar lineup, isn't it? Cole's back in.
Cole's back from suspension, and Vinnie Harper comes in for Purrington on the left-hand side, and he had a kind of eventful first half, really, Vinnie Harper. Yeah, so the weird thing about this, so you've got this fella, what's his name, David Rock, right?
Right.
He's the ref.
Yeah.
David Rock, he's the one who sent off Will Ameson against Charlton earlier in the season that was overturned.
Yes.
I think he's also the guy who refereed our match against Cambridge in the FA Cup,
where we got the apology,
he decided that, even though the linesman didn't flag for offside, he decided our goal was offside, and then we ultimately didn't go through. I think it's the same fella, might not be. Anyway, he's mad, and he's like, you know, he's blowing up for everything. Almost every foul he has to give is a yellow card. This happens all the way through the first half. And then, how long? 4 minutes? No, just 5 minutes in.
He gave one yellow card on 5 minutes, and then he gave a red card.
Straight red card to their guy, Neil Shipley.
Jordan Shipley, yeah. It was indeed David Rock.
Was it?
Who disallowed the Cambridge guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then he gives his red card for this. It's kind of a 50-50 ball.
Just to correct you, it was a Cambridge goal that was scored that the linesman said was off, wasn't it?
Right, it was they scored.
Yeah.
Right, okay, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, he still cost us.
He did, yeah.
But he's cost Shrewsbury here because it's a 50-50 ball. They both go in for it. I think it is a red card.
Yeah.
It is. You can see to a certain extent why you might be a little bit upset about it as a Shrewsbury fan, because the ball's kind of there to be won, but Woods' foot is on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think he gets to the ball at least first, and the other fella's off the ground.
Yeah.
He's like a foot in the air. Yeah. And you think if depending on what, you know, we can't see from the referee's angle, we're basically kind of like,
we've got the one angle.
He's got we're almost 180 degrees on the other side of him.
Yeah.
So from his angle, and from, you know, like, I mean, I don't think you can have too many complaints. Their manager, I don't know what his name is. What's he called?
Paul Hurst, isn't it?
Paul Hurst.
Yeah.
Sort of suggesting that they were going to repeal it, but I don't know if I don't think that one will get overturned.
Well, it was a dangerous tackle.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's, even if you think, oh, it's a bit harsh, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like going to be overturned.
No, I agree
it has
with
to
that.
be completely wrong for it to be overturned.
Yes, that's right.
It, you know?
That's right. Yeah, because Ameson didn't touch that Charlton player on that occasion, did he?
No.
Yeah.
So they're down to 10 men after.
These are relegation rivals, aren't they? It's worth saying. And
they are
scoring than us.
They are on the same points as us.
Yeah.
And before the match, and they have scored one, and and our goal difference is one better than theirs. So we couldn't be closer, really. You know, like, and then you don't want that to happen, do you?
No.
10 and 5 minutes in, you're down to 10 men.
Yeah.
for the next 15 or so minutes, we just knocked it about. They barely touched the ball. To be honest, I thought Shrewsbury in the first half were, even at 10 men, I thought they was pathetic.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely terrible. You can make it hard to play against 10 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an obvious thing that's been well observed forever since the red card was invented. Obviously, the team with 11 men is statistically likely to win, but you can make it difficult.
I mean, I was worried because obviously we've not found it easy to break teams down if they sit back, and I thought, well, the automatic thing to do here when you go to 10 men is to, instigate that. And I thought, oh, we're never going to score. They'll take the draw here.
But they're not good enough.
They weren't
good
enough.
enough. You mean? And I don't think that should have been their approach. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, their approach seemed to be nothing at all.
About 22 minutes in, I think it was, we get the opening goal. We do manage to break them down. And
it was actually 33 minutes.
33, was
Yeah.
it? Okay, right.
So we had 25 minutes
Yeah.
of nothing.
So we start to get a little bit of joy, and then it results in a corner.
Yeah.
Reece Cole plays kind of near post corner, ball into the near post. Will Aimson, you called him a Renaissance man.
I stand by that.
Flicks it in
Yeah.
off the sort of side of his boot.
Yeah.
At near post, 1-0.
1-0. I thought, that's ideal. They're not getting back into after having watched how poor
Well,
they
yeah,
were.
exactly. Then it almost, even at 1, it felt like they're gonna have to do something here. But I think we did need to get the next 2 goals as well, because the second half, like I said, is a different affair.
So Harris gets 1 on 41.
Yeah.
So it hits it once, doesn't he? Hits the keeper, kind of saved, and then he hits it back in again.
Yeah. Second go at it.
There's just so much space in their box. Like, I feel like our squad aren't used to it at all. We're used to being around the edge of the box and kind of seeing a wall of people.
Yeah.
It was wandering in.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Do you know what the statistics were at half time for possession? City had 81% possession in the first half.
Yeah. There you go.
That's crazy. And then the third goal was Aitchison.
Yeah, nice one, this. I mean, it's a little bit of a scuff, but he kind of hits it from the edge of the box on the volley.
Yeah.
Off the post and in.
3-0 half time.
Yeah.
Feel bad for no, I don't feel that bad, but it's the opposite end from the away fans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terrible turnout. Terrible. No wonder.
What, from us or from Shrewsbury?
No, from Shrewsbury. Brilliant from us. 250
Was it?
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday night in Shrewsbury. What's their excuse?
Probably loads of other exciting things going on.
Seems unlikely.
What have they got there? Nice museum.
Probably. Got bridge.
Got a bridge.
Got Wales nearby.
No Ryan Bowman in the squad.
No.
I can only assume he's injured or something.
I mean, what's Bowman offering in that team? You have to get the ball to him.
I don't know. What's he offering in A team?
So it's 3-0 half time anyway.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the whole thing petered out about 10 minutes into the second half, didn't it?
Very much so, yeah. I think it's worth pointing out in this game, and there's obviously there's a huge caveat, and this suits him as a type of player. Ryan Woods kind of really announced himself.
Did.
I think against Bolton, but definitely more so against Shrewsbury. Started both the games. Started alongside Carroll, who was also brilliant against Bolton. And then again, I went with Reece Cole this time. And he is... I think we've already seen a little bit of the player that everyone kind of knew could well be there. Obviously it hadn't been working out from Hull, didn't work out for him at Bristol Rovers, but we knew based on his kind of past, achievements that he was capable of being really good. And I think like I said, when you get given all the possession and you've got the one more player than them, it's a lot easier to do, especially his brand of football. Yes. But he was brilliant.
He was. I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion, is it? Because let's not forget, £1 million player, Hull, Hull paid that cash for him. James Scott also fits that category. So,
True. But that, again, that does come down to the position, I think. Do you know what I mean? James Scott's a striker. They're judged entirely on goals.
Yeah.
Ryan Woods is a deep-lying midfielder.
Yeah.
If you play against 10 minutes, you're going to get a lot of joy, aren't you? And you don't need to score any goals, which is the hardest bit. So, I take the point.
Anyway, it was great.
He was great. He was brilliant. And then, it did sort of peter out in the second half. We brought on some changes. We got Moisa. Again, I don't want to be too quick to judge Mo. We're not 100% sure why he hasn't been starting games. I guess we thought it was a match sharpness kind of thing. And then, obviously, he's not going to start he wasn't ever going to start last night because of Sonny Cox's goals against Bolton.
Yeah.
But when he came on, even like, I mean, it's just not at the moment. Doesn't really seem like it's clicking yet, does it? Whereas
all he's really offered is kind of shot from distance when he can't seem to think about what else to do. And
yeah.
we've got other players that will do that.
Yes. I mean, there's not long left, is there? I mean, we've only got him for another, 10, 11 games or something, whatever it is.
Less than that. 8 games.
We've got 8 games left.
Yeah.
Of course, 8 games.
Yeah.
Still time. I still think he could still...
Well, he scores a goal to get us 3 points. It'll have been worth it, won't it? But
Absolutely, yeah. And,
we'll see.
But so far... But I suppose... Ali looks a little bit more... So Melenik Ali comes on as well a bit later. He looks a little bit livelier, doesn't he? And kind of like... sort of forcing the issue of his involvement,
yes,
isn't he?
That's right.
You know,
a bit more chaotic, but...
Yeah.
I understand exactly why he's doing that.
He's only getting 15 minutes here and there at the moment. I really would want to see more from him. Like I said about Vincent Harper, he was getting fouled all over the shop. He was fouling people. He was getting a lot of joy, getting a lot of the ball down the left-hand side. Couldn't quite find the delivery a lot of the time. But then he came off at half-time, or no, just after half-time for Purrington. But I just thought he was worth a mention. But yeah, Ali, I'd like to see a bit more of him.
I mean, I guess if we get to the magic 50 fairly soon, we might see him, do half an hour or something.
I'd like to think that he'd working towards playing more even before then, surely. I mean, I get in a way why last night you wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Coldwell's not the sort to be 3-0 up at half-time against 10 men and then still push to score. That's just not the way that he plays football. He would just be absolutely fine with...
Yeah.
Doing nothing for the whole second half and not conceding.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. We won 3-0. You can't complain. But, but I don't think necessarily he'd be going, good, this is a chance for me to put a Melenik Ali on early and see if we can score even more.
Yeah.
It's just not his style.
No, it's not. Well, there we go.
But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good week, all in all.
Thank you very much. 4 points. We'll have it. We'll talk about what's coming up in a second. Welcome back to Big Bank Theory Podcast. Remember, you can email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter @BigBankPod. And we're on Facebook as well. The League One table looks like this, Dan. Most teams are now on 38 games played. Not all, but most. Less at the bottom of the league. City played 38. Above them, we're in 16th. Above them, Charlton have played the same number of games and on the same number of points with a better goal difference. And then Wigan are on 47 directly above us. So those are kind of catchable teams. Below us, Shrewsbury are next behind us. They got a worse goal average. We're on -20. They're on -27. And they're on 41 points. There's a bit of a gap. You can read it all yourselves. But basically, Cheltenham are in the last relegation spot. They've got 34 points.
Yeah, so they're 10 behind us, and they're 21st.
That's right. Now, they've got 2 games in hand, but they're not picking up a lot of points. So that's a 10-point gap, which is not to be sniffed at. If 50 is the magic number, we're obviously 6 points away.
Yeah.
With 8 games to go.
Yeah.
So the games to go, should we just, because this is useful perhaps to remember, we start
on Saturday with Burton at home, who are a few places below us.
Yeah.
In a kind of a similar, a similar area, but trending down. Whereas I suppose we're vaguely kind of trending up.
That's
definitely
right.
After the last couple of games. But.
Then there's Charlton on Good Friday, same.
Yes.
And Cheltenham on Easter Monday, same.
To be honest, it really feels like, depending on some other results, by Easter Sunday, we can get we might be able to get a pretty clear picture of what the table's going to look like. Give or take a few positions.
Yeah.
And barring some kind of real kind of unlucky disaster.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it feels like 50 will be enough.
I think so. Yeah.
Cheltenham need to get a point per game from their remaining 10 games to get to where we are now.
They'd need a point per game to get to 44.
Yeah. So obviously, if we get to 50,
and everyone else below them even more so.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Cheltenham aside, you kind of think that's probably what the bottom four look like, and it could well be Cheltenham.
Yeah.
But the bottom three, you think, yeah,
Well,
they're
Carlisle
probably
are
gone.
done and dusted, aren't they? And then the others don't look like they're catching up. So if we get 50 points, Cheltenham need 1.6 points per game.
Right.
So that feels like 50 will do it.
There's no chance. It's not happening.
After the Cheltenham match, we've got Stevenage at home, who are obviously pushing for playoffs, Orient, who are mid-table, Port Vale, who are relegation, Northampton, who are mid-table, and then Oxford, who are just outside the playoffs, last game of the season.
Yeah.
So actually, there's lots of games where there's not much on it for some of the other teams, or they're in a worse position than us.
Yeah.
You feel like we're almost there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's true. After the last couple of matches, yeah, it felt like before Saturday we were still kind of, we hadn't won in 4.
Yep.
It seemed a little bit like we were in danger of sleepwalking ourselves into trouble.
Yeah.
But we woke up, didn't we, Saturday at half time?
Yeah, we did. Credit to them.
And then we got a bit of luck last night. I mean, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't.
We'll never know, will we?
It's
But
not pure luck
it
because
helped.
the guy did jump in wildly, but you don't always get those decisions. And that definitely, that completely changed what the game would have looked like. We may well have beaten them with 11 men, but it may well have been 0-0.
Yeah. So Burton have only drawn one in the last 5.
Yeah.
Before that, they'd won a couple.
Right.
They're not setting the world on fire.
No.
They'll probably still
like I said,
avoid
they're
relegation.
19th. They may well still avoid it. That they've got, lest we forget,
Yeah.
all of our old players.
Yeah.
Not very many of whom seem to play particularly often. I don't think Kegs Chauke is even really featured beyond the first few games of the season.
Right. Okay.
Blackman, similarly, has just been bench for
Right.
the entire season.
That's weird to me. He was great for us, wasn't he? Yeah, there we are.
Guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Maybe the other keeper's better.
Yeah.
Caprice, Caprice plays a bit.
Yeah.
Started last night, and by the looks of things, Raheem Harper plays a bit. He also started last night.
Yeah.
But considering how smug all those Burton fans were online about poaching all of our best players,
Yeah.
not exactly worked out like that, has it? And
No.
and I would say on our whole, this has been a kind of drab, disappointing season for Exeter City.
Yeah. Our squad's underperformed, no doubt about it.
We've barely, it's mainly down to goals scored rather than actual result, because I think points wise we're about where we'd hope / expect to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're even worse than us.
Yeah.
And they supposedly took all our best players. So
Lol.
I feel good going into this one. We don't I mean, it's hard to predict because we've had games like this before where we've been in good form, and then we're heading into that Fleetwood game.
Yeah.
It could be another one of those, or we could take some of this momentum from the last couple of matches and a good chance to get another good home win and get keep that momentum going.
Yeah, agreed. Their manager.
Good chance to boo Jake Caprice. Will you be booing Jake Caprice?
No, I won't be.
No, why not?
I liked him.
Yeah, but he.
Oh, he did. He put a shirt on before he left.
That weird
us.
thing, didn't he? Where he played for them when
naughty.
he's still under contract.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, we
naughty.
don't quite know the.
No, we don't.
Caldwell,
quite
we know Caldwell was annoyed.
Yeah,
don't
we do know that. And I don't think Caldwell's someone to slag someone off that due course.
No. What I found odd on Saturday, speaking of booing people, was people booing Randell Williams.
I know. What's that about?
What on earth would you boo him for?
No, that's goal against Argyle. We sold him for a lot of money. He was a good servant.
Good player.
Good player.
Sometimes people leave. It's literally just the way it is. Mad. Really weird.
Next we're going to boo, I don't know, someone who retired when they played for us.
No, boo Stockley. What's the difference?
Yeah. No, quite.
Strange.
People are weird. Let's just say this. People are weird.
People are weird. People go to Exeter City are weird. I think people who go to football are weird.
Well, none taken. I'm not weird.
You are weird.
Oh, what?
You're weird in a different way. In a nice way.
Thanks. It's entirely winnable. It'll be another sign to me of whether this is going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feels like
I did see someone mention on XWeb that I don't know how many exactly, but most of the players that played for us last night are contracted for next season or something.
right.
Is
Okay.
that right?
Don't know. Luke Harris obviously not. Sinisalo obviously not.
Yeah.
Purrington yes. Aimson yes, I think so. Sweeney yes.
Cox, Cole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woods isn't, is he? But it'd be good
No.
if we could get him.
Yeah.
Carroll. He's not, is he?
Carroll's just here for this season.
Doesn't feel like there's that many to me. Anyway, but
Mm.
Yeah, that's still
Niskanen
something.
is, I think.
Oh, good. That's still something I'm. Still something that's we'll come to once we've
Yeah, we've
once
got
the
over this
season's-
lump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it was great. There were two great results. Honestly, they were great. I'll take the sending off boon,
Yeah, of course.
and then 2-2 against Bolton, even though we were ahead, is excellent result.
Yeah, we're also behind.
And we were also behind.
So there's a couple of job opportunities.
Yes.
At Exeter City. One caretaker.
Yeah.
If anyone fancies being the caretaker,
Not
at
manager,
Exeter
just
City.
caretaker.
Literally just caretaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emptying out the bins, organising the stuff.
Cleaning the blackboard.
Yeah.
Fishing.
Raking up leaves.
Yeah. Getting any dead birds out of the swimming pool.
Yeah. Clearing the drains.
Yeah.
This
Polishing Taggy's car.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely that.
Definitely something where he just kind of walks in and throws his car keys at you
Yeah.
in a very aggressive way.
He's a bit like Biff Tannen, isn't he?
Yeah. I suppose he is in a way, yeah.
He says to
He just hurls them at you.
Perks,
Yeah.
whacks him on the head with his knuckles and says, "McFly!"
Yeah. What David Perkins is
Getting bullied by Taggy.
Marty McFly in this
Is
scenario, isn't
George McFly.
Oh, it's George McFly.
It's George McFly.
So who's Marty McFly?
I think it's pretty clear it's Sonny Cox.
Okay, right, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Don't know who Lorraine is.
That woman Deborah who's on the board?
Sure. She married to Perks.
No, but I don't know.
Yeah,
She
right.
can be.
Our metaphors aren't going to work here. Anyway, I'd like to be the caretaker of Exeter City. What job?
Well, it's available.
Is
you can
it?
literally apply for
Might
it now.
actually apply for it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Might stop the podcast.
The other job that's available is
Imagine all the stuff I'd know.
all the secrets.
Colwell comes up late at night, lets all
Dirty
his mates in
secrets.
the Heritage Lounge, and they eat their chips in there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Eating their haggis in there.
Eating their haggis in there. That's right.
Shortbread and playing bagpipes.
That's right. That's what they do. If you
That's
live
what they all
if you
do.
live in St James, you think, why am I hearing bagpipes? Now we know.
Yeah.
I'll be the whistleblower
Used to be a bloke on the road I grew up on who used to play the bagpipes.
on the road you blew up on.
Yeah, well, metaphorically.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
Out loud?
He'd go up the field to do it.
Would he?
There's a field near mine and he'd go up there and do
Oh
it.
yeah, bagpipe field.
It's called that now, but
Yeah.
that's because of him.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Um,
What's the other job?
the other job is for either, I guess, unless they're coming up with a whole rethink, Grecian the lion or Lexi the lion.
Right.
So otherwise, basically there's a mascot position available. I'm guessing one of those people doing it currently is stepping down because they were both there on Saturday.
Were they though? I suspect the
Well,
person in Grecian the Lion didn't know what they were doing. I think it was a different person.
Well, there was someone doing it.
Right.
There was some talk about Dimitri Mitchell being the mascot for the Saturday's match, as in he suggested it. Then the club sort of seemed to take him up on the offer. He ran a Twitter poll to see if people thinks he should do it.
Yeah.
Everyone said he should, but I don't think he did.
Yes. Agreed.
Because what would be the point unless he was going to come over to the big bank and take the head off and go, look, it's me, Dimitri Mitchell. What would be the point?
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it, if he had done that?
No, it would have been really good. I don't know why it didn't happen. Maybe you're not allowed.
Why would you not be allowed?
I've no idea.
Oh, a player doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if there's that strict rules around mascots.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe someone listening to this could be the new mascot.
Maybe you should be. Or caretaker.
I mean, what have you got to do as mascot? Oh, it's just waving, isn't it?
Yeah, photos with kids, high-fiving
Walk
kids.
around,
High-fiving
high
the
fives,
players.
wave.
Yeah. turn up occasionally for like new shirt day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'd be hot probably coming into the summer now, isn't it? You know, springtime.
Yeah, it's hot in that first game in August.
Yeah, yeah.
But think how cool you'd be knowing you were the mascot.
Well, I was thinking, like, why do they bother with these? Like, why do we even need to have a mascot? Is it just like, does anyone care? So I was, before the match, I was with a couple of mates of mine. My mate had his daughter there. So we asked her, and she did like the mascots. So fair enough. Kids do like them. I can't speak for kids. I don't know what they think.
Yeah, that's why, isn't it?
They like them.
Yeah.
I just thought kids would be like, no, I hate them. I hate those lions. But they don't. They like them. I don't think I was that. But I don't know if we had a mascot back when I was a kid.
Not for City.
Yeah.
No, the first was Athena, of course.
Was she the first one? Because I don't remember one before
As
that.
far as I recall.
And
then there was Alex the Greek.
I did like her.
Was that the same
That was
time?
a bit older.
Alex the Greek.
Alex the Greek. Don't know if there was overlap. He's definitely after her.
Was
It
he?
might have been both at the same time. I liked that. That's what's a lion got to do with anything?
Don't know.
That's nothing, is it? I was thinking, oh, there's a lion on the badge. No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
Two horses.
As we've talked about, it's a horse with wings.
Pegasus.
Yes.
Pegasuses.
Yeah.
Um,
Pegasi.
yeah. Pegasus.
Yeah,
That's the plural.
so I don't know what the Grecians. I don't know what the lions got
So
to do
there's
with
nothing,
anything.
basically. Absolutely nothing to do with anything. We've just gone lion, I suppose lion. What's that got to do with Grecians, or at least before? Say what you want about Athena, but at least that's
Many do.
At least that's Greek related.
Yeah.
And so was Alex the Greek. You know, like that was good. And also he had quite an impressive costume.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
She was just wearing a toga, but his was like proper suit of armour.
People were impressed with the toga.
Yeah, I'm not. I liked it. I'm just saying it was ultimately it's just a white sheet, but his was a proper thing. They probably borrowed that from the Ram.
Maybe. I was uncomfortable with Athena because it felt like a lot of people were ogling.
Well, they were.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I'm not suggesting we go back, get her back.
Alex the Greek. Don't know if anyone was ogling him, but it
Sure,
was.
some people would have been.
I'd like to see someone dressed up as a castle. It's the centre of the badge.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there that you could do? And why not a winged horse?
Why not?
Would it be that difficult to cut a couple of holes in a shirt?
Why not dress up as the tallest man who ever lived in Exeter, the guy that worked in Curry's, as we've covered before?
Dixon's.
Yeah,
It
Dixon.
did turn into Curry's.digital afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of kind of local celebrities. Don't know if anyone's familiar with Heavy Metal Grandpa.
Yeah, get him.
To my mind, he's a Exeter celebrity.
Get someone to dress up as him. I'd like someone to have a dressed up in a cartoonized costume of Taggy.
Why don't we get someone dressed up as Tommy Cooper?
Yeah.
That all you need for that is a
Fez.
fez.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to tell everyone it was Tommy Cooper because otherwise people just think man in a fez.
Yeah, Tommy Cooper.
Yeah, but I don't know if people would make the connection because probably a lot of people don't have any idea that he was born in Exeter.
Or
Don't
anyone knows who he is anymore. He's been dead for years. I think he died before we were born.
Did he die on stage?
I
And
think
everyone thought it was a bit.
Yeah, I don't think he quite died on stage, but yeah, that was his last thing, wasn't it? I think.
I think he died on stage.
Yeah, grim.
Hopefully the new mascot won't die.
Yeah. I mean, we all die
ever.
one day, Dan.
No, hopefully they won't die ever. I mean, mythical lions never die. That's one thing I do know.
All right, fair enough.
So that's a possibility that someone could do it. I don't know what the wages are like. Do you get paid? Do you get free pint?
Get free. What do you
Entry.
You get free entry. Sorry, that's just Tommy Cooper coming out my
Are
phone.
you googling Tommy Cooper dying on stage?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Right.
And it's true.
Morbid.
It's true. He did die on stage.
Yeah. I don't know what you. I haven't looked at the advert, so I don't know if you actually get any money for it or not, or if you just get free entry, or what, or if you get a pot pie or a pint, or don't know what.
No, I was just looking at it, but
What, the job advert?
yeah. Oh, it's Lexi the Lion.
Oh, is it?
That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah. There are, to be honest, there are other vacancies, but they're more serious. First team sports science internship, and performance analysts.
Oh, right. Okay.
So think about that.
Well, hang
Maybe
on
they
a
need a
minute.
performance analyst to work out which
We're
mascot
doing
we're
that
gonna-
for free.
We are.
Just use this.
Yeah, you do get paid
How much?
hourly rate, real living wage, so not insignificant.
Okay.
Plus you get to watch the game.
Only 1 day a week, mind, isn't it? No, one every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and not a full day.
Not even a full day.
What is it? 1 till 5?
Yeah. I'd say.
Get your applications in, everyone.
Do it.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.